Hey guys, T-Shovey here, how are you doing today? So we're going to come at you with a new card which was announced by the Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization, which is obviously the best website to get most things worth making a video about, that's for sure. So from Dimension of Chaos, which is the set coming out after Clash of Rebellion, which means the TCG, we're going to get it around November, so it's quite a while away. But we got a new card from Docs. Obviously, they're going to get Dimension of Chaos and OCG a little bit earlier than we are, by about 3 months or so. But I do not know the exact release date, so it's going to be a while from now. But they're going to get a new pot card, and that's cool. So it's no longer a spell card, but we do have a pot card. And if you look at the artwork, it's a little bit different. It's a bit interesting. It looks a bit more evil. The inside of the pot looks like it's got teeth. And you know that the Kevin and TCG Konami are going to butcher the card's artwork to the point where you won't want to play it anymore. So yeah, so level 9, 2000 attack, 3000 defense, and it's called Pot of Taboos. Now obviously we know taboo to be the word meaning something which is frowned upon in society, or something which people try to like say it's not illegal but don't do it kind of thing. So taboo is basically implying something bad. So you know, there's a lot of things which you can imagine are quite taboo. So yeah, so you can only use the effect of Pot of Taboos once per turn. If this card is flipped face up, you can activate one of the following effects. So you can either draw 2 cards, you can either return or spell and trap cards on the field to the hand, destroy all monsters your opponent controls, look at your opponent's hand and shuffle 1 card there into the deck. So respectively, we've got Pot of Greed, Giant Trunade, Raigeki, and the Forceful Sentry. So obviously 3 out of 4 of those cards are banned, but I believe in the OCG all 4 are banned. So there's where the word taboo comes from, because they are banned and you can't use them. So the fact that you can get a card that does them makes them reminiscent of something which you shouldn't be able to do. Pot of Taboo is quite an interesting card, but of course it is kind of balanced because you have to flip it up. But it is level 9, so you have to do 2 tributes and then Book of Moon or something. Or you have to kind of get it from the graveyard and do some shenanigans. And it's a little bit weird being a rock and being 2000 attack, 3000 defense. So it's not really great in that sense. So considering how the game has gone, it's a lot more powerful to play a lot more other things, and something like this is very slow. So there's a few cards that I can imagine that are gonna freaking abuse this card. Most people are like, oh, you know, shallow grave, that's fine. You know, each player selects a monster in the graveyard, special summons them in face down defense. But of course that gives your opponent a monster, and against something like Shadows, that will just kill your monster before you get to use it, and it basically gives them 3 pluses for nothing. So maybe shallow grave is not the answer in that case. We have Burst Rebirth, which you pay 2,000 life points, then you can special summon it from your graveyard in face down defense. Much better solution, and you can use it on your opponent's end phase, and on your turn you can flip it up and Raigeki your opponent's field, draw 2 cards, Giant Trunade, blah blah blah. So in that sense, Burst Rebirth is quite strong, and I believe in a deck that would center around this card, Pot of Taboos, I believe Burst Rebirth would be played at 1 or 2, maybe not 3, because of course it's kind of slow and it's a bit cloggy. And of course, people are like, you know, that's good and all, but what about this card? What about Koinoma the Sibyl? Now, Koinoma the Sibyl came out about a week ago in a specific set which the OCG got. The name has escaped me, but it's a bit like Dragons of Legend. It's a bit like Dragons of Legend in that sense, where it's a kind of it's not a proper set, but it is a set at the same time. It's not a core set. So we will eventually get these cards. You know, it's played by a certain character in the anime. She plays with, like, you know, a psychic. She's a psychic basically. So it's that kind of thing. And usually they search rituals. So the Sibyls are kind of weird. They're not that powerful, but this one is especially useful for this sense, because when it's flipped, you can special summon a level 3 or higher flip monster from your hand or deck in face down defense. Also, you cannot activate monster effects for the rest of the turn except Sibyls. So during your opponent's turn, they flip this up by attacking it, or you can flip it up yourself, and then you special summon your copy or Pot of Taboos, and then on your turn you flip it up and do some stuff. And so this card is basically generating you pluses for very little cost. Like, you just have to summon it. It's very easy. Just flip it down, set a couple of cards, and then you can just protect this, and then on your turn you just Pot of Taboos and draw like 2 cards Raigeki. Each of these effects are incredibly powerful. So the fact that you can choose from any of these effects whenever you want, it gives you a lot of versatility. And Koinoma the Sibyl, if there is a deck based around Pot of Taboos, this card will be played at 3, because it's like, it seems to be the perfect card. So once you've got your Pot of Taboos on the field, like, your opponent has to deal with it. They can't let you get away with flipping it up and getting an effect. So it's a huge bait for something like Fiendish Chain. It's a huge bait for a lot of other things. So in that sense, it's a very interesting card. I really like it, and I really can't wait for it to come to TCG in about 6 or 7 or 8 months. I do not know, I can't count. Thanks for watching, guys, and comment down below your opinions of the card. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. And until next time, the TCG Lover is out.